Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Do me a favor while you tear it all down. Your hair, your face, your clothes and shape your side of the town. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. For the failure, the losses, not knowing what the cost is, for giving in and giving up, falling in and out of love just once. Forgive yourself and someone else, and burn down the castle and jump in the cab, race toward the moment as fast as you can, and roll down the window, and don't you look back. Breathe in and breathe out, and promise me that you'll forgive yourself and someone else. Your silver lining got lost in the gray when you froze it right or wrong and chose to look the other way. You went out on a limb, on the edge, and you fell in, screwed it up, gave too much. Oh, you can always start again. Burn down the castle, then jump in the cab, race toward the moment, 'cause that's all that you have, and roll down the window, but don't you look back. Yeah, breathe in and breathe out, and promise me that you'll forgive yourself and someone else. Forgive yourself and someone else. 'Cause oh, how the miles they roll. And do you ever think about the stars and all the light you know? Do you see your roots, they're buried in the ground? You and your family and all the same, you're so unique. I know you see it differently, but give it time and will come around to forgive yourself and someone else. Forgive yourself and someone else. Do me a favor while you tear it all down. Your hair, your face, your clothes, and shape your side of the town. Forgive yourself.
I don't know if that was me or it wasn't.
Too close to the microphones.
To the
To the
speaker. Okay.
Yeah, we have to step back.
Okay.
There we go. Let's try that.
Good morning, everyone. So we can step into forgiveness. I forgive myself for whatever.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now. Welcome this morning. For those of you with us this morning on Zoom, we're in the Morristown Community House Library. So we have a different venue, and it's nice and cozy and intimate here. And we love it here. We were here once before. So welcome, everyone, to service on forgiveness, specifically self-forgiveness. And Reverend Paul will be giving a talk today on that topic. And so it's the season for clearing and opening ourselves, right? So that's why we're bringing that forth this morning. So I invite all of you to just relax, bring your awareness into your heart, connect with that inner being that is our truth, that is love, and that is life. And know that all is well. Thank you.
If you will repeat after me, I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and abundance. And so it is.
So, more opportunities for forgiveness. See, it all starts right here, right? It all starts with us. Always, always. So we're already in our heart, right? Let's just take a nice breath, nice, calming, peaceful breath, knowing that spirit is everywhere. And when we breathe in the air around us, we're breathing in the life that is the universal, vital force that innervates all beings. And I know the perfection of this moment. I know that this moment is the only moment. There is only the present. There is only now. And in this knowing, I am fully here with myself, with my inner being, with my friends and loved ones in this community, sitting in this room and with us on Zoom. We're all in that same space, the sacred space of love and devotion and peace and harmony and joy. And in that recognition, please join with me in accepting all of these gifts, knowing that they are the truth of our being. And in that we say, thank you, and so it is.
And so it is.
Okay.
Good morning. It's my turn. Okay. All right. It's so good to see everyone, and thank you, those people are here at home. I'd like to sing a song, and it's a very powerful song, and I just want you to find it in your lyrics sheet, and you can follow. It might be a little hard to sing because it's a kind of a mixed thing, but there's a line there that is different, and it's in the third verse, I believe, and it says, first of all, the song, first of all, love is everywhere, but it says no love dying, so there will be no love dying here. And it says 4 flowers in my something aging faces. It's 4 flowers in my aging vases, not a sound, not a sign we're dead. Song by Gregory Porter. There will be no love that's dying here. The bird that flew through my window simply lost his way. He broke his wing, I helped him heal, and then he flew away. Well, the death of love is everywhere, but I won't let it be. There will be no love dying here for me. There will be no love that's dying here. The mirror that fell from the wall was raggedy, that's all. It rests upon a rusty nail before it made its fall. With the bones of love are everywhere, but I won't let it be. There will be no love that's dying here for me. There will be no love that's dying here. For flowers in my Asian vases, not a sign we're dead. I paid for 3, a sweet old lady gave me 4 instead. There's some doubt that it's out about this love. I won't let it be. There will be no love that's dying here for me. There will be no love that's dying here. The bird that flew in through my window simply lost his way. He broke his wings, I helped him heal, and then he flew away. Well, the death of love is everywhere, but I won't let it be. There will be no love dying here for me. No, 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 no. There will be no love that's dying here for me. No, 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 no. There will be no love dying here for me. No, 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 no. There will be no love that's dying here for me. No, no, no. There will be no love that's dying here for me.
Thank you, Daille. Beautiful. I like the theme of that song because we know that love is everywhere and love never dies, right? We just sometimes lose sight of it, don't we? So I'd like to introduce you to Janine Blunt. She is our reader for today, and it's her inaugural reading, so I ask you to welcome her. Thank you, Janine.
It's okay if I stand here? Just so I can put the paper down. Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Our reading this morning is called Forgiveness from the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. It is only when we have completely forgiven others that we can get a clearance in our own minds. For we are judged by the judgment with which we judge. If we criticize, condemn, and censure, these are the attitudes that occupy our thinking. They will not only reflect themselves outwardly, they will also reflect themselves inwardly. They must, for the without is but an extension of the within, and the within is the determiner of that extension. If we want a complete clearance of our attitudes, we must forgive everything and everyone. Whether we like it or not, or whether we accept it or not, this is one of the great truths of life. Not only should we forgive others, but we should equally forgive ourselves. Until we release all of our own previous mistakes and failures, pain and suffering, we shall merely be monotonously repeating them today. A great deal of our trouble, both mental and physical, is built on an unconscious sense of rejection and guilt. It is necessary that each of us seek complete forgiveness toward both ourselves and others. Today, I affirm that I forgive everyone and I am forgiven by everyone. I affirm that the eternal spirit harbors no malice toward me or anyone else. Forgiving and being forgiven, I have an inward sense of peace and tranquility. There is no anxiety, no sense of guilt, no fear of judgment. All mistakes of the past are now wiped out in my consciousness, and I no longer carry any burden from them. I look forward to the future with joy, in peace and gladness, and live in the present with an inner assurance of being one with all life.
So that reading was from our principal teacher, Ernest Holmes. So we want to affirm that teaching now, don't we? Please repeat after me. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself.
I forgive everyone and myself.
I affirm that spirit harbors no malice toward me or anyone.
I affirm that spirit harbors no malice toward me or anyone.
No longer do I carry burdens of past mistakes.
No longer do I carry burdens of past mistakes.
Peace and tranquility flood my being.
Peace and tranquility flood my being.
I am one with all life.
I am one with all life.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like everyone to look in your bulletin. We're going to sing a song called Where Forgiveness Is. All right, and it has a groove to it, so when you get to that part that says, freedom's where forgiveness is, I'd like you to join in, okay? Thought that I was right, knew that you were wrong. I chose the upper hand over upper hands, bitterness over understand. Now there's room in my heart under lock and key. We're keeping honest love and all my trust from the hurt that happened to me. Now I'm letting go of anger, pride, and pain. I'm going back to a place where hope collides with grace again, and freedom's where forgiveness is. Why'd I wait so long to unlock these doors? Said I was safer there, really I was scared. Now I'm not afraid anymore, no. Now I'm letting go of anger, pride, and pain. I'm going back to a place where hope collides with grace again. Everybody, freedom's where forgiveness is. At first these words were hard to say, and then my heart was healed and my story changed. Now a sweeter life I'm breathing in, and freedom's where forgiveness is. Everybody again, freedom's where? Freedom's where forgiveness is. One more time. And freedom's where forgiveness is. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, have to do. And oh, 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 oh. Now I'm letting go. I'm letting go. Now I'm letting go of anger, pride, and pain. Going back to a place where hope collides with grace again. Freedom and freedom's where forgiveness is. At first these words were hard to say. Then my heart was healed and my story changed. Now a sweeter life I'm breathing in. Freedom's where forgiveness is. Everybody, freedom. Freedom's where forgiveness is. Freedom. Freedom's where forgiveness is. Oh, 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 there's freedom. Oh, 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 oh. Come on, everybody, clap, clap. Oh, 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 oh. Freedom's where forgiveness is. Keep that oh going. Keep it going. Oh, don't worry about me. Oh, freedom's where forgiveness is. Freedom's where forgiveness is. Freedom's where forgiveness is. Freedom's where forgiveness is. Oh, freedom's where forgiveness is. All right. Freedom's where forgiveness is.
Daille Kettrell. So let me try and stand where I won't get feedback. So as you know, today's talk is about forgiveness. The wonderful book we're reading for practitioner class is The Presence Process by Michael Brown. Wonderful book. But first I want to start with what this reading is brilliant from Ernest Holmes. And he talks about the within projecting out. That what we have going on with inside of us is projected out into the world. Yay. No, there it is. What we have within is projected out into the world. And as within, so without. That's what we see out into the world. And it's our choosing. And if we have a lot of resentment, anger, pain, and all of that from unforgiveness, then it clouds that. And it shows up out in the world. And it mirrors for us what's going on in here so that we can go in here and do something about it. Because we have no control about what goes on out there. None. The only control we have is what goes on in here. As a good friend of mine says, Bill Marcioni says, it's an inside job. It's always back to us. It's for us to look at, clean, clear, forgive, whatever. All of the work that we do here is in here. It's not out there. We can't change the world out there unless we change the world in here first. We change the world inside first, and then it projects out into the world, and things change. The world looks differently. We've got a different perspective. So I love the line, for we are judged by the judgment with which we judge. It's all judgment. All of the non-forgiveness is judgment. If we're not forgiving somebody, we're judging them. It's a I'm right and they're wrong, and I did good and they did bad, and I'm not going to forgive them because they're bad and I'm superior. I get to. So there's actually a hit or a payoff that we get from that, because then we get to look superior. We get to feel superior. But the problem is that we're denigrating them. We're making them less than. So it's a double-edged sword, and the superiorness is only a facade. And we get tired of that, because the truth of who we are, the essence, the beingness of who we are, is unconditional love and peace. It's one of the things that in the presence process that Michael Brown talks about, the chapter of the week on self-forgiveness. He starts the chapter with peace. And what is peace and where it comes from? And he says that the peace is already within us. The peace of the divine is already ours by divine right. It's there. It's not out there unless we get it in here and project it out into the world. It's all our responsibility. I know you don't want to hear that. I didn't. When somebody says, hey, what are you doing about it? It's like, all right, I'll go inside. I'll do the work. But it's so important, because doing the work brings us unconditional love and peace. That's the payoff of doing the work, of going inside and going, okay, what's going on here? What am I feeling here? Because so much of the non-forgiveness is not wanting to feel the feeling of what's going on, the pain, the anger, the whatever is going on that keeps repeating itself. Holmes said it, the monotonous recreation of that pain and hurt. We hang on to that story that we've got about the reason we're not forgiving them. We're not forgiving them because they're jerks. They did this, they did that, they did whatever. But it's our story about it. We don't look at the actual person, the human, the individualized expression of God. We look at the story of it. And that's what we have to let go of. So this all came about. I've been doing forgiveness work. I've done a lot of forgiveness work around Diane, a lot of forgiveness work out in the world. My parents finally don't have a charge around my parents, which is just glorious. I can think of my parents and not go, right? Yeah, you can identify. That's right there. Our parents are the first two outside of ourselves to forgive. But there's a process that he does in the book that you do it for 10 weeks, but week 8 is on I forgive myself. 15 minutes in the morning, you wake up, you sit in another chair, don't lie down because you'll fall back asleep. Sit in another chair, set your alarm for 15 minutes, and what you do is you close your eyes and you breathe. And as you breathe out, you think, I breathe in, forgive, breathe out, myself. And you do that for 15 minutes. And the first time I did this, I'm going, yeah, right, yeah. Or I fell asleep, one of the two. And he talks about that. He says, stay with it. Don't worry about if your mind wanders. Bring it back to I forgive myself. And what I found through doing it was, first and foremost, the things that I needed to forgive came up. And then I kept doing the meditation. And then when that was over, then what you do is you step aside from that, and then you feel the feelings of what you're not forgiving, of the situation. Because so much of the time, we don't want to feel those feelings, or we haven't felt those feelings. So it's an avoidance of feeling those feelings. But the wonderful thing about this opportunity is we feel those feelings from the space of the divine. We feel those feelings from self-compassion and understanding, and from unconditional love and peace, so that we can have a distance from it. We're feeling it, but we're not feeling the story of it. We're just feeling the feeling. And within feeling the feeling, we get to integrate the feeling. We've felt it. We've gone, okay, all right. And then from that space of the divine, we can look at it in non-judgment, in peace, unconditional love, and go, because from that space, then we've got understanding, real compassion to go, oh, that's what was going on. Oh, this is what was coming up for me. Because once we integrate it, it doesn't come up again. Because we've integrated it. We've dealt with it. We've gone, okay, I've looked at it. I got it. I recognize my humanity in this. I recognize that I was doing the best I possibly could in this situation. And I don't want to repeat that. But in this instance, I forgive myself. I forgive the other person. So what I found in doing this, you know me, I'm a crier. I just am, I admit it, I love it, it's part of who I am. But I found during the week, I talk about Ted Lasso a lot, and I've been watching it again. And a poignant moment came in it, and I just lost it. I just sobbed. And I was thinking, because I just let it go. I just sob as long as my body or my consciousness needs to sob. And there was nothing that I could pinpoint that I was crying about. You know what I mean? There are times at which we just cry and we have no idea why. And my feeling is that I was letting go of a bunch of the junk that was inside. The stuff that I was pressing down, the stuff that I wasn't forgiving myself and others around. And it was just flowing out. It was like, okay, have some more, you know. And when I was finished, it was like, it felt cathartic. It felt good. Because I was letting go of the stuff that I was holding inside, because I was finally dealing with it. I was finally opening myself up to it. And I realized within self-forgiveness, there's not an arrogance, whereas if we're forgiving others, there's arrogance involved. There's I'm better, they're wrong, I'm right, and they're less than. And I'm just speaking for me, and if it resonates for you, look at it. Within self-forgiveness, I realized there was shame involved, that I was ashamed of the things that I wasn't forgiving myself for. And that hurt. When I got to shame, it was just, because when I thought about these things, it was just like, you know, like a pinprick or a jab. It hurt. It was just, and I was embarrassed and ashamed of myself. And if that's where I'm standing, no wonder I didn't want to do self-forgiveness. You know, it was like, I don't want to go there. But the minute that I went there, the minute that I looked at it and went, okay, let's look at it from unconditional love, self-compassion, and understanding. Then I could go, okay, that was not my finest moment. And in the moment, I was doing the best I could. And I've never done that since. But I've never let it go. I've never allowed myself to to forgive myself. And it comes up every now and again, and it's that same dagger. But I was able to sit with it and love myself, love the other person, and integrate the feeling of shame. And now when I think of it, I don't have that shame anymore because I forgave myself. I recognized my humanity in the whole thing. So I've got as you always know I do, I've got a great example of this. I was selling my brother's house down in Houston, and I've been trying to do it for a while, and it felt so good to get out from under it. It sold. It sold for more than I was expecting, and I'm done with it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to pay the mortgage. I don't have to do anything with it. It's like this huge monkey just jumped off my shoulders. But in the process of selling it, actually the day that I sold it, my niece called me and said, "Did you sell Mark's house? My dad's house?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." She said, "Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me you were selling the house now?" And I immediately went into defense. Attack and defend, attack and defend, attack and defend. And I went, "Well, you had 3 months to you knew that it was going to be sold. But you didn't tell me now. And there were some things that I wanted to get out of it. It was my dad's house." And it was back and forth. And I was defending and she was attacking. She was defending, I was attacking. And we finally got to a point of where we weren't rah at each other. It wasn't good, but it wasn't rah. And we decided to hang up. So I'd been doing this forgiveness process, and I went within. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And what I got was just that, is that I was defending, is that I was defending my position. And then I had to look at what I was defending. And then I realized, you know what? The point that I was making was valid, that she's right. I didn't consider her, but what was going on for me was I wanted to get out of the house. My focus was on getting out of the house. It wasn't on her. And so firstly and foremostly, I had to forgive myself for that. So I forgave myself for not identifying where she was at and allowing her to express it and just acknowledging it. So I forgave myself for that, and I forgave myself for being self-centered, whatever, around the situation. So the first part was self-forgiveness. Because once I was able to forgive myself, then I was open to see her, what was going on for her. Because in defense, I can't see what's going on for her. It's all no. Because if I go to there, then I feel bad about not listening to her. So once I pulled back from that and got into the divine, into the unconditional love and the peace of self-forgiveness, then I could look at her. And once I started looking at her from that aspect, it was like, well, of course she's upset. It's her father's house. She's got an infinitely stronger relationship to that house than I do. I don't care about that house, but it's part of hers and her dad's relationship. She didn't get to go into the house and go, "See you, house," for the last time. There was an air conditioner in there that she had promised somebody, a friend of hers, that we didn't care what happened to it, but it was a mobile air conditioner that she wanted to give, that she promised to a friend. So she was upset about not getting that. And I was like, I can see that. I completely understand that. But I wasn't able to do that until I let go of until I forgive myself. So I called her up. It was so cool. I called her up. I said, "Catherine, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I completely understand what was going on for you. And I'm sorry that you missed the opportunity to say goodbye to the home, to release whatever was going on for you in the release of that home. And I'm just so sorry." And she goes, "Thank you." She said, "Thank you." And she goes, "And I'm sorry for not understanding you, and I do understand. I understand you wanted to get out of the house. It was a burden for you, and the last thing you wanted was that burden, and you wanted to get out. So we both got heard from the space of love, and then I reiterated what I've always said, is that I just love you, Catherine. I love you so much. And she goes, I love you too. And we talked for another hour and a half after that, just sharing and loving, and it was just beautiful. And the best thing of it is that issue is no longer an issue. It's not burning there for either one of us. But in my mind, it starts with the self-forgiveness. Because if we can forgive ourselves from the space of the divine, the space of love, then we can forgive others. Because we recognize their humanity and our humanity. That we're doing the best we can in any given moment. And I've heard this before, and I don't agree with it. Forgive, but don't forget. And I disagree with that. Because if you've truly forgiven, you will forget. It doesn't show itself up. It doesn't. You'll think about it years later and go, oh, well, I haven't thought about that in forever. Because it's no longer there to look at. You don't need to. And then what's there is peace. Our lives are peaceful and unconditionally loving. We wipe clean the mirror of the divine. All of the dust and the stuff that we've got on the mirror. And we allow the divine to shine. So try this on. 15 minutes in the morning. Sit down, 15 minutes. Breathe in, I, out, forgive, in, myself. For 15 minutes. Once in the morning and once in the evening. It's amazing. You'll love it. And keep with it. Stick with it. Don't make it be a priority. All right? I love you all. Thank you.
All right, this one I need everyone to please join in. Again, just as Reverend said, we need to release. We need to let go. We need to forgive ourselves. There was a time in my life I thought that I had to do it all by myself, and I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let in
Kettrell.
Thank you, Daille. She does her own thing, doesn't she? Thank you, Daille. Marty just asked if I want to introduce him. I don't think he needs an introduction. We all know who Marty is. Marty Levin, one of the instigators, along with June Hammond, of how many years we'll be doing this?
We've been doing it about 10 years, but CCL has been doing it about 22 years now.
So 22 years, we've been celebrating the Season for Peace and Nonviolence, and for the last 10 years, Marty and June have been leading this program. So here's Marty.
Thanks so much, folks. We have a busy day today. I don't know if you're aware of it, but one of the main things happening this afternoon is the Walk for the Homeless. And I know a number of you have joined us in the past, and several of you have already signed up to join us this afternoon. This year it's going to be at the Moorestown Mall, so it's much more convenient than having to drive all the way down to Voorhees as we've done in the past. So we hope you'll come and join us. If you have any questions, see June or myself. There are some forms on the back table if you want to try to get sponsors at the last minute. This is a fundraising event. But as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, I looked at the affirmations. If you've been looking at your weekly newsletters from CCL, each week there's a series of affirmations, a daily affirmation to do. And the series starting tomorrow particularly spoke to me. So I wanted to share those with you today, and maybe you can find one of these or more that particularly speak to you. But this week's theme is about nonviolence with Mother Earth. And I think many of you know that that's something very close to my heart, and perhaps to many of yours as well. So for tomorrow, the affirmation is, today I take time to admire and appreciate nature. And for Tuesday, it's today I practice nonviolence and respect for Mother Earth by making good use of her resources. And for Wednesday, today I appreciate the Earth's beauty and all of those who work to make food available to me. And I'll talk about that a little in a minute. And for Thursday, today I plant seeds. They could be plants or constructive ideas. For Friday, today I practice nonviolence by protecting and nurturing all life, plant, animal, and human. And on Saturday, today I donate my time or resources to nurturing life on our planet. And of course, next Sunday, and we're coming down to the home stretch on the Season for Peace and Nonviolence. This is week 8 of the basically 9.5 weeks. It's 64 days. So if you haven't taken some action, maybe this is a good time to think about it. So the 3 of the actions that I particularly want to highlight, Andy spoke a few weeks ago about opportunity to be of service to Cathedral Kitchen. And she's about to send out a survey to find out when people are available to be able to help. Cathedral Kitchen is in Camden, and they provide food and support to many, many people in that area. Another activity that just came to my attention is tree planting. We talked about that. That certainly ties in with the nature. And in Cherry Hill, they're going to do a tree planting on April 5th. That's a couple weeks from now on a Saturday. If you're interested in that, please let me know. And again, the third one I mentioned is the Walk for the Homeless that we're doing this afternoon, and we'd love to have you come join us. If you can't come, donations are totally appreciated as well. They bought a house in Haddon Township. They're in the process of rehabbing it. It's going to be a transition home for homeless people to get back on their feet, learn how to handle interviews for jobs, and maybe get some help with appropriate clothing for their work, and just to help support them as they make a transition back to being fully functional. So thank you all for your attention, and happy Season for Peace and Nonviolence.
Thank you, Marty. So we're at the offertory part of our service, and as Marty was talking, we're coming to the close of the season for peace and nonviolence, which began at the end of January, and thinking about Reverend Paul's talk on forgiveness, and I was thinking about giving forth, like what is forgiveness? It's really giving, or it's for giving, but it's also giving forth. Here at CCL, we're a spiritual community, right? Our focus is on our inner life and our connection with the divine. And when we're in that place of alignment and of recognition of our truth, of who we are as a divine being, because we all are that, we know that, and we come here to remember it every week because it's very easy to forget it as we get back into our life, right? It's really why we all come here, because I know each and every one of you knows that about yourself and about each other. Our mission here is to remember that, to be reminded of that, and then to bring that recognition out into the world. And so that's why we do these programs here, the Season for Peace and Nonviolence, and there are so many ramifications of it. Cathedral Kitchen, which Andy is really spearheading, and the Green Faith community, which June spoke about a few weeks ago, and there are so many ramifications. Kathy Milano talked about sisterhood in Burlington County and supporting parents of children who are underserved and can really benefit from resources, and today's walk for the homeless. And what is that all about for us? It's about really taking that inner divine that we know and spreading it out into the world from our heart, right? And that's why we do that, because we're not an activist community, right? Regina also is here. She spoke about just animal welfare, really, a few weeks ago. There's so many different causes, but it's all about giving forth from our heart out into the world, right? So I just want to thank you, because I know you're all here giving from your heart, just in your being. And I invite you to give from whatever resources you have to support the continuance of this community. As you know, we're undergoing many transformations. One is in the senior ministry. I'm in my second month of being the new senior minister. We're also in the process of looking for a new place to have our Sunday services. So there's a lot of transformations going on right now, and those are just some of them. Internally, we've got a lot of changes going on with our computer systems and our website and all of that. So I ask you all to just hold us in your heart and give forth generously in whatever way speaks to you. And thank you. Love you. Okay. Yes, Keturah. So, where's the Reverend Paul? Where's the? Yeah, thank you. So, here's my special buddy over here, Keturah.
Good morning, everyone. Would you recite with me the blessing of our offering? Thank you, God, for this abundance that that's mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
Thank you, Keturah.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful.
So we express deep gratitude and profound appreciation for these gifts and these tithes and these blessings from each one of us, giving forth to ourselves and to each other, and for the sustenance and the expansion and the radiance and the joy that is this community of the Center for Conscious Living. And in this gratitude and deep appreciation, in the joy and the love that we all feel for each other, please join with me in saying thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and so it is.
Thank you. Okay.
Don't think we've got anybody here for the first time. Anybody? Donna's been here before, but you are welcome. You are welcome to stand up if you want. Nope, no problem. So, anybody on Zoom here for the first time, raise your hand. I know we can't see it, but the people on the Zoom will be able to see your hand raised, so we know you're here for the first time. So, let's do this. Let's cross the aisle. We'll do the blessing to each other. All right? So everybody raise your hands. Get that energy flowing. And repeat after me. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living.
Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living.
We are a heart-centered spiritual community.
We are a heart-centered spiritual community.
We open ourselves to you in love.
We open ourselves to you in love.
We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are.
We celebrate the joyous being that you are.
You are a radiant point of light.
You are a radiant point of light.
We are blessed by your presence.
We are blessed by your presence.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Okay. So we just have a few announcements this morning. First of all, expressions of gratitude to Reverend Paul. Didn't he give a great talk this morning? And he created our theme. And our partner in music and spirituality, Daille, did a great job this morning. Thank you so much. And Janine, our inspired reader. Thank you so much for stepping up. And Janine also created this beautiful altar. And her partner and helper, Holly, was here with her this morning as well. So she's blossoming in her creativity, in her expression here. And thank you, Holly, for helping. Our Zoom minister, Reverend Ken. Thank you, Reverend Ken. Reverend Ken is doing double duty today. He's also doing pastoral support, and he's a source of deep inspiration and wisdom in the ministry. So thank you, Reverend Ken. Yes, Marty. Thank you, Marty Levin, Season for Peace and Nonviolence. Marty is one of our super volunteers. As you see, he's over on the media table, and he's been holding that space for a long time, and he does so many things to support this community. So I just want to express gratitude and appreciation to Marty. Yeah. Yay, Marty. And of course, June as well. I don't know where June went, but she partners with Marty on many of the activities here at CCL. Board president, head of the Usher team, and she and Marty spearhead the Green Faith initiative that CCL participates in, as well as the Season for Peace and Nonviolence. Set up, Bob was very active this morning. Thank you, Bob. And I don't know who was your helper today. Was anybody else involved in setup?
It was Bob, and Bob.
Bob, and Bob. Although I think I saw Mark and Lynn back there helping out, didn't I? I think they did. Keturah and Andy Daniels, thank you for ushering. Thank you. And who's on refreshments today? Peggy. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Peggy. Longtime volunteer. Thank you, Peggy. Okay, and our media team. Keith Gunther on camera. Reverend Ken Davis is part of that team, and myself as well, and Reverend Paul chips in at times, and Wayne Marshall is always behind the scenes helping us. And then there's Norman Pearl. He's often behind the camera, but he's joining the media table at times too. And I'm forgetting somebody. Yeah, I know Stephen. I mentioned Marty and John Stevens. Many of you have met him already, but he's our media team specialist. So he's really the force behind the peace and the quiet that we have been able to create, resolving a lot of our media challenges that we've had over the past few months.
John actually knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Okay, choir news. The choir was a little bit quiet this week because Myra really had to take a few days just of rest and respite for herself from all her traveling. And she's back touring again. She started touring on Thursday and throughout this weekend. And just for you choir members to know that we'll be resuming practice next week. I'm meeting with Myra tomorrow, and she's reviewing the last choir performance that you all did 2 weeks ago, I think. And she's going to be contacting each of you, I think individually, but you'll hear more about that this week. So I just wanted to update you on that. So that's that. Mini Monday, that's coming up soon on Monday, August 7th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. What did I say, August? April, sorry. Sorry, phew, brain. Okay, yes, thank you, Dell. That's why we all need each other, right? All right, anyway, so Monday, August 7th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. either in, did I say it again?
You got something going on.
I got something going on, all right. And you know what it is? It says here August 7th, I'm reading it. It's April 7th, April 7th. All right, it's in 2 weeks. All right, it's a program, love donation. We're offering it, this particular month, we're offering it live or on Zoom. And if you want to attend live, just let us know. Let us know in the office, or let me or Reverend Paul know. Sharon Pearl, who is really she's talked here a number of times, but she is a teacher and an educator in local synagogues. And she is going to be talking on accessing spirit through the Kabbalistic four worlds. And she's really a very deeply spiritual person. She really gives a lot of clarity in her teaching, so I enthusiastically invite you to join us. The Kabbalah, as I think some of you know, because I've talked about it, and I don't come from that tradition, but are very, very powerful teachings. And they're very clear, too. So join us April 7th, 7 to 8:30 p.m.
Can I say something real quick? Reverend
Yes.
Christina?
Okay.
Real quick, can I say? It's at my house. If you're going to be there in person, which I don't care if all of you come, but if you're going to be at my house, let me know, or let us know that you're going to be there, because I have snacks and stuff like that for afterwards.
Yeah.
So.
And just to tell you a little bit more about Sharon, she's going to be doing a very interactive, experiential kind of workshop, so it'll be fun as well. And her personal mission is to connect individuals to the divine mystery. So it'll be fun. I invite you to come. Marty already talked about the walk today for the homeless. And again, just to reiterate, Interfaith Homeless Outreach Council, it's meeting at, the CCL group is meeting at the Morristown Mall. That's where the walk is taking place, at HomeSense Courtyard. Right, and if you don't know where that is, touch base with Marty or June. We're meeting at 1:30. It runs from 1:30 to 4. And the group had a lot of fun last year, so we invite you to join in. And one last thing, just to remind you about daily prayer, Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 1. If you've got anything on your heart or your mind and you'd like prayer, treatment, and healing prayer, I invite you to just tune in. If you're getting the newsletter, and hopefully you are, the link is in there. The links to all of our events, including The Mini Monday, if you want to attend on Zoom, is right in the newsletter. So I invite you to check your newsletter. And I think that's it. There is a thank you I have here someplace. Here it is, from Supriya, Holly. Supriya and Holly, let me read this. There was a fundraiser for Supriya's son, Ivan, who is a very talented vocalist and musician, and he gave a concert yesterday. So Supriya is just thanking our community, those of you who really attended that. She said it was a wonderful fundraiser at the River House, and it's in support of Ivan's travels to Austria, Germany, and Czechoslovakia with the Madrigals, which is his Morristown High School choral group. So thank you for your presence and your donations in support of Ivan. So, all right, so I think that's it. Let's circle up.
Let's take a nice deep breath, breathing in this service, breathing in this peace, this unconditional love, this joy, knowing that it starts from within. And that we remember that we are here to remember our magnificence, to remember our inner unconditional love and peace. Giving thanks for that, giving thanks for all the good of the divine. Giving thanks for the talk today, carrying us through this week on wings of love and forgiveness. Giving thanks for this beautiful community, for everyone that's here and here on Zoom, and whoever attends whenever they attend. That it is all good, it is all God, and we give thanks. And in this thanks and unconditional love and forgiveness, we say, and so it is.
Okay. So please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in all of my activities.
Life is in all my activities.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in my feelings.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it.
I accept it.
How do I accept it?
Just the way that it is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
And accepting all of these gifts, we say yes. Thank you.